Thank you for joining me today. I'm really excited to share with you this video on standing desks. I had somebody on the YouTube channel send me a question about how to do standing desk or how to use a standing desk while working. So the first thing I wanted to talk about in this video is just why we should be using standing desks. Most of us are sitting way too much. I'm sitting right now as I'm making this video. You're probably sitting while watching this video. Americans on average sit more than 4 hours a day, and across the globe we're sitting almost 5 hours a day, and it actually results in some pretty bad effects. In fact, there has been studies that show that prolonged sitting results in decreased life expectancy. More than 60% of Americans are sitting for over 3 hours a day. And if we can reduce our sitting times, we will see a lot of benefits, not just in our length of life, but also our quality of life. There was a study that came out that was published in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine that I reviewed in my Performing Healing website, and I'll have the link down below. And it showed that reducing sitting times can help to reduce over 400,000 deaths a year. But more than that, and more importantly than that, is your quality of life. And I see all the time in clinic, working with my clients and my patients, people who are struggling with being overweight, carrying excess weight in their midsection, people struggling a lot with spinal issues, cervical spine, their neck spine, also their lower back spine. And a lot of this has to do with poor posture and prolonged sitting. So today I want to show you how I use a standing desk in my work life, in my day-to-day work life, and what are some good techniques to use and what are some techniques to avoid using.
So the first thing that I'm showing here is how a lot of us sit and work at the computer, work at our desk, and how it's very easy to start slumping over time with one's neck jutting forward. One of the things I'd like to invite you to do is just to consider yesterday, for example, how long you spent sitting, and think about that. Are you conscious of how your head moves in relationship to the spine? A lot of us will spend 30, 60, 90 minutes at the gym or exercising, working out outside, but then we're not conscious enough of what I call functional movement, how we sit, how we carry ourselves, our posture, and we spend far more time doing functional movements than we do quote-unquote working out. So this is another reason why I'm making this video, to investigate how well we take care of our bodies, our spines, our alignment when we are doing the activities we spend most of our time doing. So that was an example that I showed you on the bed of how not to sit with the slumped shoulders and the collapsing spine and the jutting out neck. And here's now an example of standing desk, which I love, but I've also seen some poor techniques of using it. I think the intention is wonderful, but here's the first error that I see a lot, which is that the level of one's computer or one's notebook or whatever it is, the surface that you are working on is too low. And that ends up causing similar issues of, again, slumping the shoulders forward and your neck dropping or jutting forward too much, which can put pressure over time on the cervical spine and lead to cervicalgia or neck pain. A second poor technique of standing desk use involves poor feet stands as well as hip stands, and I'll explain that later when I show you how I recommend standing at a standing desk. And the third common issue I see with using a standing desk is people expecting to and standing too long at a time when they are working on a standing desk. So we're going to remedy all three of these issues, and I'm going to show you how I recommend using a standing desk and how I use it in my work life. So the first thing is making sure the height of the surface on which you're working, so where your computer is sitting, where your notebook or writing utensil is it a perfect height? And so here you see me doing a DIY, making a DIY standing desk using what I have available. Some of you might recognize my duffel bag, and I'm using that to get the right level. We travel quite a bit, so we're often being very creative about our standing desks. So here I'm using a chair, my duffel bag, a pillow, another pillow to get the perfect height for me. And a perfect height for me involves the screen being high enough so that my neck doesn't drop or jut out while I'm working. So it's close enough to me and it's high enough as well. And also that my elbows and arms feel comfortable. So again, setting up a good height for your computer and computer screen, I think, is vital for preventing the slump, excuse me, of the shoulders and harming your cervical spine, your neck spine over time. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about feet stance and hip stance. So a lot of times people, when standing, will start shifting to only one foot and also one hip. And so they're not evenly distributing their weight on both feet. And this is really helpful. If you practice yoga, what you want to think about is mountain pose. So distributing your weight evenly on both of your feet and also, therefore, both hips. This will help with a gentle lift in the lower back. Also, if you're somebody who tends to jut out their pelvis or jut in their pelvis, relaxing your pelvis down and enjoying the gentle curve, maybe tucking in your pelvis just a little bit so you don't have that, what we call ducktail of the lower spine. This will help protect your lower back as you stand. Think about a gentle lift, really engaging the core abdominal muscles to lift your spine up. And then with the neck and shoulders, I invite you while standing to really drop your shoulders from your ears and take the shoulders back and down so the scapulas come together at the back. So you're really opening your heart while softening your front ribs. And this provides a wonderful stance, a really spine protective stance while you are working. So when you practice this stance with proper alignment, you might find that you don't stand or you can't stand for too long. And I think this is fantastic because, for one thing, I think there's a great thing about being really mindful as you're standing while working. It's about embodied work, and I find that when I do this, I'm actually much more in the flow of my work while staying really centered. And also, on a very practical level, because I can't stand for too long, I probably last anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes to an hour maximum with one stint of standing. After that, I need to take a break. And I think breaks are something that are really, really important in one's work life. And so I want to show you how I take a break after about an hour of work standing and offer this to you as something that you can use to help break up your work day in a way that is really self-caring and that also continues to promote a healthy spine, healthy posture, and healthy alignment. So here are some exercises that I recommend. The first is doing head circles, and I also love to do shoulder circles, and all of this really helps with mobility of that neck and relaxing the shoulders because we tend to hold a lot of tension in our lower jaw, our neck, and our upper shoulders. So this is a fantastic stretch. I also love to do a forward bend, so rolling your spine down and just hanging over your legs and just relax. Inversion, which is what this is, inversions are a wonderful way of getting re-energized to then go back and do some more work. If you want a more challenging inversion, you can also do a handstand. These are just a couple of exercises that I love to do, and you can do this for just 2 minutes. You can do this in the office if you work in an office setting, or you can do this at home and do whatever feels comfortable. If you're in an office setting and it looks a little strange to do a handstand, then just doing some head circles and neck circles and breathing is a wonderful way of re-energizing, re-centering, and getting in a fantastic stretch. One more quick note, if you work in an office and you don't currently have a standing desk, is that don't underestimate the power of just asking for one. More and more organizations and companies are actually investing in standing desks because they see that it results in more productivity in terms of the work of their employees. So if you don't have one, consider asking for one. And finally, I wanted to show you another option of a standing desk. This is my sweetheart at his standing desk that he created in our current living space, just to inspire you to try different things. Your home, your office might not seem like it has the materials to make a standing desk, but you would be surprised what a little bit of creativity can result in. For more inspiration about making or DIY standing desks, take a look at the description down below for a website that my sweetheart created around DIY standing desks. So you can take a look at that and get some ideas about how to create one in your home office or even your work office. So I think that's it. I hope this video has been helpful for you and inspiring. And if there's one take-home message, I would say stand more instead of sitting whenever you can. When you do so, try to do it in a way that is self-caring, caring of your spine, caring of your posture and your alignment. This has much more of an effect on your health and well-being than you can imagine. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more weekly videos, and much love to you. Take care.